Good evening, everyone. Once again, you're welcome. And this is another episode, another session in our counseling series. I remain your host counselor, Chukwende Emmanuel Yu, CEO, Brightpath Educational and Counseling Consult, Ibadan, or your state. Today, in order not to waste time, we are going to look into the psychology behind the social media addiction. The psychology behind social media addiction. You can bear with me and acknowledge the fact that today the issue of social media being a good thing that has happened to our generation and improving connections and communications among people despite distance, despite areas and what have you. But there is a noticeable understanding and the knowledge that this social media of a thing is degenerating into addiction for so many people. It is very prevalent among the young ones. And so, even the adults, it is creeping into the adult folks. Yes. And so, it's bringing attention, serious attention that has to be taken note of and be addressed. So we are targeting young adults, teenagers, students, and youths. And this webinar was also delivered in this new academic session, 2025 to 2026 academic session in Brightpath Ambassadors International College in Ibadan. And so what are we talking about? Addiction. You know, addiction, when anything has become, when one has become addicted into something, it is already a problem. It has outgone its normal use, normal situation and position in human life. And so it is creeping into the well-being of man. It is creeping into the valuable time human being would have used to do important things in his life. And the addiction has to do with that something one cannot again do without, something you cannot do without. Is there anything in this world that one cannot do without? Is there anything that you say, if I don't say it, I will die? No. But this is an aberration. This is a negative aspect of social media use among the growing population, even our adults. You will enter a family. In families, you see a father holding his own phone, mother is holding his own phone, sitting at one corner, father is sitting at one corner. All the children today, nowadays, every child is demanding for cell phone. Both those in primary school, both those in secondary school. In fact, those in secondary school, they are demanding it like a right that they're supposed to own phone. Their fellow students, you know, the peer pressure we're talking about, fellow students is having a phone. They are doing assignment with phone, this and that. They will say every kind of things in order to get the attention of their parents to solve that problem for them because they want to have phone. You see, and the normal communication that's supposed to take place or supposed to be happening among siblings, between husband and wife, you know, discussing family issues. Gone are the days when parents, during evening moonlight periods, parents will bring their children out after eating and they will tell stories, talk about the tradition of the society, of their immediate community, tell them stories. You know, those stories we call myths and legends. You know, all those type of stories that carries information, even though they may not happen in reality. You know, there may be fictions. You know, but they carry moral lessons. They carry certain messages that help children to grow. And this is what we are talking about. And then social media today has destroyed that system. Social media has destroyed common communication that is supposed to happen one on one, you know, one on one in person communications. Now it is done over phone. You can see a parent sending message to the son or to the daughter in the next room, or sitting in the other couch. Instead of talking to the person, you send message through phone. You WhatsApp the child or give him SMS message. You know, it is spoiling a lot of things today, creating unnecessary gap between wife and husband, between parents and children, between friend and friend, and what have you. And so this is what our understanding has come to grasp, that requires attention, because it has brought a lot of anomalies and conflicts in families. Nobody is making out time to give children directives, give them the proper parenting, give them the proper information, and look into what they are doing, because this addiction into social media has brought a lot of distractions, have distracted a lot of attention from us, from many people, especially our young children. To an extent, you'll be talking to them, you will ask somebody to go and get something. The child will go halfway and come back and say, "Mommy, what did you say? Daddy, what did you say?" Inattention, incessant loss of attention is creeping in, is holding our children too firm and firmly, and is creeping into their performance, academic performance, into their personal growth, and what have you. So be with us and stay with us. Listen and follow us. It's very, very necessary. This counseling platform is very beneficial, educative, enlightening, and well loaded. Anybody who is following us in our social media handles will be getting a lot. We have not started asking for money or asking you, because since it is being given free, many people will not pay attention. They will just look at it, come across it, and scroll across it, but they will not pay attention to get what is there. But if it is anybody dancing the kind of all this leg dance and the type of all these behaviors, half nude in the pictures and whatever, you see people, that's the one that will gain attention, and people will make effort to look at them, take time to watch them, and then begin to like, begin to comment, begin to share, and what have you. So this is the menace that social media has brought into the life of our growing population. So at the end of this webinar, what are the objectives we are going to derive from this encounter this evening? We will understand the meaning and the nature of social media addiction, why it has become an addiction, and also differentiate it from normal social media use. We will differentiate it from normal social media use. Then we are going to also examine the psychological factors that contribute to the developmental menace of this particular episode, this particular issue, and also the maintenance of social media addiction, the development and its maintenance, how it is being maintained, and it is crouching and eating deeper into the fabrics of our existence and the cooperation. And also, it will help you to identify the common signs, the common symptoms, and the behavioral patterns associated with excessive use. So it is very loaded. And again, it will help you to analyze. As we continue to make our presentation, you continue to analyze the impact of social media addiction on mental health. On mental health. Impact of social media addiction on mental health. On the academic performance of students. be it in the primary, secondary, or university levels. It cuts across the different generations and the age groups of our children. Okay? And then you will look at the productivity, its impact on human productivity, human efforts, personal productivity, and again, its impact on interpersonal relationships, its impact in interpersonal relationship. And then we are going to explore the emotional and cognitive aspects of social media use, such as validation, validation seeking, you know, and self comparison, you know, self esteem. Look at it. And the fear of missing out. We call it short form, the acronym FOMO. 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 Fear of missing out. You see? And also to promote healthy digital habits. That is the essence of this webinar. And also psychological resilience among young people in a media driven society. And so you're welcome once again. I remain your host, counselor, and you are going to gain a lot from this discussion tonight. And so let us get into the introduction of this presentation. Social media addiction. What is social media addiction? What do we mean when we talk about social media addiction? When it has entered addiction, it has become a compulsive behavior. A compulsive behavior. You'll be compelled, consciously or unconsciously. A compulsive what? Behavior characterized by excessive and compulsive use of social media platforms, be it any platform, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, X handle, Facebook, you know, and leading to negative impacts on mental and physical health, relationships, and daily functioning, which can be addressed through awareness and strategic interventions. It is a compulsive what? Behavior characterized by what? Excessive and compulsive use of social media platforms, which leads to negative impacts. That's why addiction is never positive. It's always negative. It leads to negative impacts on mental and physical health of the individual persons. You know, it has negative impacts on relationships, human relationships. It has negative impacts on our daily functioning, which can be addressed. It can be addressed if we pay attention to it. It can be handled. It can be handled. There are certain strategic interventions that can be used to help out such individuals. Historical context of social media. And we know that few years ago, that should be, if I'm not mistaken, 1998, 1999, 1992, 1993, in the 90s, for instance, to be precise, in the 90s. We didn't have anything like a phones. It was during the time of President Obasanjo that he allowed phones. This phones, you know, for communication. Before it was Nitel, and before you make calls, you make use of the telephone, you must go to Owerri, you must travel to the towns, to the city. Some will go to Lagos, some will go to Port Harcourt. All those strategic areas, they are not rampant within those periods. But within the 1990s, when there was influx of the use of phone lines into Nigeria, even by then, people were not so much enthused about the use of phones. It was just a scanty few persons getting it because it was very costly. Even the SIM card itself was very costly, you know. And gradually, people began to have access to it. It was, though at a costly price, at a costly price. And again, by that time, people began to understand the usefulness. Though it solved a lot of problems, it made communication very easy that time. So you don't need to traverse long distance before you make call. So there were phone booths those days. You will go and buy your card and put and then call, or you call and pay until people began to get their own phones, their own personal phones. And then, you know, understanding how social media has evolved over time can help identify the root cause of addiction. Okay? By the time there was a shift from simple online interaction to the complex one, you know, there was a shift from only calling. You just make a call. There was a shift from sending SMS message, and there is a medium you can send. There is a medium you can send. If you type so much, you won't be able to send it. You know, at a point you began to have somebody say, "I will see you in Facebook." People were saying, "What is this Facebook? What is this Facebook?" Friends we meet in occasion, they will see themselves, and then at the time of departure, they will say, "Okay, bye bye, see you on Facebook." We continue to wonder. Many people continue to wonder, and you know, curiosity began to do what? Rise, and people began to do what? To have access to know. Let me see what is in this Facebook, and you see the beauty and the marvel of Facebook. You can see pictures. You can send messages. You can make some records. You can do certain things with it. You can post photos. You can watch videos. People now began to make use of Facebook for business ventures, to present their businesses online, to make business connections with people, and what have you, which is good. You know, then internet, WhatsApp came in. You know, YouTube came in, Twitter came in, TikTok came in, and what have you. And then people saw the riches, I use the word riches, embedded in all these social media handles. And it was very enticing and very interesting. You know, we human beings, once we have seen something that tickles our fancy, that catches our interest, we don't let go. Especially this time around, they are now monetizing everything. Monetizing Facebook, monetizing WhatsApp, monetizing Instagram, monetizing TikTok, monetizing this and that, and YouTube, or what have you. And it's giving some people jobs. Some people are eating from it. But it has destroyed a lot of things in our human coexistence, in our human families, in our human society, in our interpersonal relationships. It has crept into our peace. It has crept into our comfort zones. That is why it's becoming an addiction. Okay? And so you have this algorithm driven platforms. You know, you can see what do you call them? Python, Power BI, or this and that, and people can sleep in a digital hub, in a digital camp overnight without sleeping. Some will be doing internet surfing. Some will be doing this and that. Some will be dating online. Some will be chatting, even losing sleep. It's an addiction, my dear people. It's a very big addiction that's supposed to be handled, that's supposed to be curbed. Okay? And all these things now have been prioritized. All this has been prioritized as a prioritized engagement, prioritized over the health, the well-being of an individual person. That's why it has become an addiction. Your well-being it doesn't matter to you. Your well-being, your good health, sleep doesn't matter to you anymore. And it is getting into our psyche, getting into our mental aspects. And that is why it has become a problem, becoming a growing concern to counselors and professionals, to parents who understands, and to even to teachers and what have you. You know, it is prevailing. Social media is prevailing. Research indicates that a significant portion of our population, with varying degrees of severity, emphasizing the need for public awareness campaign. Okay? This has triggered off convening public campaign. Yes. A large amount of our population is engrossed in these social media issues. There is need for awareness campaign. There is need for educational programs like the one I'm doing now, through counseling, through presentations. Even our teachers can extend it into classroom activities. Parents, we have to help out in directing and monitoring and managing the use of social media by their children. And then there is need to assess therapeutic interventions in order to mitigate the effects of social media addiction. And so I will stop here. The next episode, we will discuss on the neurotransmitter, the hormone that is responsible for the seeking of this pleasure, for the seeking of this freedom, the quest to feel good in parentheses, that has become a problem to our well-being, to the young people's peace and comfort and well-being. So we are going to begin there in the next episode. Join us, continue to be part of us, and always like it and share it to your social media handles and platforms, because there are many people who need this presentation and counseling session. Thank you very much.